Every demand zone read in this series judged a zone by its price behavior. Wicks, closes, holds, failures. This chart adds the layer underneath. Absorption, read through volume delta, and open interest. A violent flush slams into a BTC demand zone on the heaviest volume of the chart, and instead of breaking, the selling is consumed. The zone holds and launches a full traverse of the range. The chart opens inside a broad range on the BTC-perpetual, a bearish order block capping the structure overhead, and a bullish demand zone at the lows around 73,500. Price has oscillated between them for the whole visible history. What is new on this chart is the extra layer, a data panel reading volume delta and open interest, bar by bar, alongside the structure. The bullish zone at the lows formed from the earlier base, the origin of the range's prior recoveries, and it carries higher, lows on its band from previous respect. By the right side of the chart, it is an established floor, tested, held, and sitting beneath a market that cannot break its supply ceiling. The open question is whether the demand there is still real. From mid-range, price breaks down hard, a fast, one-directional decline that accelerates into the lows. This is not a drift toward the zone, but an aggressive markdown, the kind of move that breaks fragile floors outright. It carries straight into the demand band and pushes below it. Intrabar, nothing about this candle says whether it is a sweep or a genuine break. The flush lands on the largest volume bar of the visible history. Aggressive selling is hitting the level with full force. On volume alone, this looks exactly like the bars that broke zones in the invalidation reads. Heavy flow, decisive push price below the band. But volume is one-eyed. It measures how much traded, not who won. Distinguishing a break from a defense takes the delta and the open interest. A diamond prints beneath the flush bar. Passive buying absorption detected at the zone. The panel explains it. The bar's delta is strongly positive at plus 2.87 thousand, a 1.18 sigma stretch, while open interest falls and the regime reads short covering. Heavy flow hit the zone and the level did not give way. Positions were closing into the level, not pressing through it. That is what absorption looks like in data. The flush bar resolves the way the swept not broken read described. A deep wick below the zone and a close back inside it. On price behavior alone, this is a swept zone, not a broken one. What this red adds is that the verdict was readable in the flow before the close confirmed it. The close delivered the verdict. The tape had already shown the mechanism. The continuation shows the same absorption event carried forward, marked at the same bar. Nothing about the reading has changed. The chart has simply advanced to show what the defense produced. Keeping the detection bar in view matters because it is the origin of everything on the right side of this chart. The higher low, the markup, and the traverse that follows. Price lifts from the flush and, on its next dip, prints a higher low directly on the demand band. The structural grammar of a defense completes. The zone absorbed the heaviest attack on the chart, then held a quieter retest, with the range's bullish structure resuming above it. The higher low is the structural receipt of the absorption. Structure and flow, describing the same event from two sides. From the defended zone, price advances in a sustained markup, higher, highs and higher, lows carrying the full height of the range, roughly 1,500 points from the demand band into the bearish order block overhead. A floor that survives its hardest test and then launches is the payoff pattern from across this series. The absorbed flush consumed the sell-side pressure at the lows and the advance ended precisely where the opposing structure began. At the supply overhead, the panel's readings invert. The bar delta is negative at minus 1.02 thousand, and the regime reads long liquidation, aggressive selling appearing at supply as longs close into the level. The same lens that explained the defense at the lows now describes the reception at the highs. Not predicting, just describing which side's aggression is being consumed at the level that matters. 3 things to carry from this chart. First, absorption is the mechanism behind a defended zone. Aggressive flow hitting a level and being consumed by passive orders resting there. Second, volume says how much traded. Delta and open interest say who won. The flush printed the heaviest bar on the chart, identical on a plain volume panel to the bars that broke zones, and the composition is what separated defense from failure. And third, the flow reading and the close told the same story. One earlier, one final. Structure gives the level, the close gives the verdict, and the flow gives the mechanism. If reading charts this way is useful to you, subscribe to SMC Chart Sense for a new chart read every week. That's the best way to keep these in your feed.